Y'all, this eclipse is about to be a game changer. I just want to go ahead and put you all on deck because it's going to be intense. I feel like it is very much so not what anybody expects. I mean, yes, we're going to dive in and dissect this a little bit, but I feel like we think we know, but we have no idea. So, this your girl Jay, the High Priestess, back at it again with this general tarot reading for the new moon annular solar eclipse that we're having in Libra on October 14th. It's happening, the eclipse is happening at 11:55 a.m. Mountain Time, 1:55 p.m. Eastern Time, and it's happening at 21 degrees Libra. And you know I gotta hit you with the handy dandy Inside Degrees by Elias Lonsdale. And so before we dive into that, I just want to break down, normally with the new moons I do the blind side. And the blind side, because new moons are technically when the moon is at its weakest, because the sun and the moon are conjunct, and so the light of the sun blots out the light of the moon. But this eclipse, bruh, the placement and everything, it's like the eclipse is close enough and strong enough. The moon, your emotions, are close enough and strong enough to block out the sun. And so, and there will be like a ring of fire. This is the first weekend I'm taking off all fucking year, and we're going camping, and it's happening right in like the view path is it's going to be visible from Utah because of the path, the trail of the eclipse. And so where we're going to be able to see it. It's happening like right underneath us. I feel so blessed, and it just feels so worth it. I hope you guys take some time to see it. Remember to wear your special shades and goggles or whatever. But this new moon is going to hit different. And solar eclipses change the trajectory of where you think you're going, where your life is going. It's like we're driving down the street, looking through the windshield. What you see through the windshield is going to shift due to the solar eclipse. And so also interacting with this, there is a huge yod for you astrology girlies, and for those of you who aren't, I don't want to say astrology girlies, excuse me, astrology peoples. We're better than that. We don't. Anyway, a yod is also known as the finger of God. And it's like a triangular shape that's formed. And what's forming this yod is Neptune and Uranus. And they're pointing, like they're creating these powerful aspects. I'm not going, go Google what a yod is in astrology, Y-O-D. I'm not here to break all that down for you guys. But Neptune, the planet of mysticism, reality, delusion, art, music, beliefs, and Uranus, the great awakener, the rebel planet, the planet of upheaval, are all pointing to this eclipse. And so it's like the finger of God is pointing to a diminishment of light, because that's what an eclipse is. A luminary, the sun or the moon, and the stars are luminaries but a light in the sky is being diminished. And so there is something here about the divine pointing out diminishment, a diminishment of something. And the sun in astrology is what we know about ourselves to be true. The sun reveals, the sun illuminates. And so we've got this huge finger of God pointing towards this eclipse, but also the south node is there informing this eclipse as well. The south node is the past, where we've been. The south node are our overdeveloped traits. So for instance, for me, my north node and south node are on the brink. It's like 29 degrees, 51, 59, or 50, I want to say 51 seconds. My north node is in Aries at the 29th degree, 51st second. And so my south node is the opposite at that tail end of a Libra. And so, excuse me, hydrate. So wherever your south node is, it's like you've already done that. You're really familiar with that. For me, it's in Libra, which is my rising sign. And so there is something here about like the energy that you're comfortable with, that there is like a diminishment or maybe not so much use for that, or a need to like remember these lessons that you've learned or these things. So either way, this is a big one. And I just feel like eclipses are there's a lot of talk about like not manifesting during eclipses, but with this finger of God here, I just feel like it can't hurt to set some intentions. It can't hurt to, yeah, the divine's going to do what they do, but I feel like it can't hurt to understand that you are co-creating and collaborating with the divine on a daily, hourly, moment by moment, breath by breath kind of basis. And you are a fractal of God. It is a fractal of you. So I don't know, this one feels okay to manifest during. And manifesting just being like visualizing what you want, writing down the things that you want, being intentional about the seeds that you want to plant. And so let's get into it. Keep in mind, this is online, so you can just Google Inside Degrees, and he has a website that comes up, and you can select the 21st degree of Libra, and so you can see it yourself. Let's go. Here we go, Libra. Interesting. All right. Elias Lonsdale's description of the 21st degree of Libra is a magician wearing a live snake for a belt. That just makes me think of the, what is it? Auroribus? I forgot the name of it right now. The snake eating its own tail. Anyway. This is where the eclipse is happening, at this degree in this energy. A magician wearing a live snake for a belt. A Mobius strip of yes into no into yes. A Mobius strip of yes into no into yes. Yes is primarily the eager embrace of sense, life in a rapture of release. Yes is primarily the eager embrace of sense, life in a rapture of release. He's known for a run-on sentence, so eat the meat, leave the bones. Anyway, the no is not being able to handle, even remotely, the social repercussions of being viscerally empowered. Ooh. The further yes is at last being able to embrace unreservedly the self that got lost in the world, and the world that got lost in the self. Oh, God, I love this man. I'm going to say that again. The further yes is at last being able to embrace unreservedly the self that got lost in the world, and the world that got lost in the self. Until this final reckoning, the no wreaks havoc. You thrash around in a frenzy of trying to spin away from reflected images and impressions. You cannot bear to hold still and be pinned by ideas about who you are and who you are not. An elemental power in spiral vortex action seeks to consume all false selves and to become so authentic that each breath of experience is purely there with no interpretive filter whatsoever. This power ultimately brings everybody to the point of no longer putting up with being trapped in shallow frequencies and bursts everything open, or else is willing to die trying. Damn, this man. Oh! My friend's here. I'll be right back. Back to the unexpected. And we're back. So, by the way, be sure to check out your sun, moon, and rising. All the Libra season readings are out on YouTube. Patreon gets everything first, and they get the full extended reading as well. Patreon.com/JustJEverything. But for free shit, check out my Instasham at JustJ_everything. TikTok at JustJEverything. And for other dope shit that I do, my website, JustJEverything.com. So, Elias Lonsdale hooked us up with some ass-kicking truths, some face melters, and I have some specific questions that I want to ask. So, first and foremost, with the moon being at its weakest, what are we not seeing clearly? Actually, did we pray? Let me go ahead. Create a safe space for my benevolent ancestors, Mother God, Father God, Mother Earth. Thanking you for the most useful, helpful, and divinely aligned messages for this new moon solar eclipse in Libra. And I want to ask, for our greatest and highest good, what aren't we seeing clearly? What are we not seeing clearly? Breathe, hydrate, light it if you got it. There is stuff going on with patience, I'll tell you that. The need to stop fighting for our timing, for things to happen on our timeline. There's something about receptivity of this shift of time. What are we not seeing clearly? Cards are being reticent as fuck. Wow, what we're not seeing clearly is strength reversed with the 8 of Swords on the bottom of the deck. What we're not seeing clearly is that our weaknesses are our strengths. I feel like we've been purposefully restrained for very specific reasons, purposefully held back so we can learn patience, learn what our true strength is, learn what, not even our, but as like a species, what true strength is. There's a redefining of that. What we're not seeing clearly are that we need to express the raw, even chaotic emotions that are coming up inside of us, or coming up that need to be expressed, that the raw emotions that we try to stuff down and repress. We're not seeing that that's the repressing of the emotions is actual weakness. Yeah, there's a time and place, and there is such a thing as like situational appropriateness, but I do feel like there is something here about like, feel your fucking feelings. Like, I feel like there is like a bridle on us in some sort of way, and that bridle is being removed. There's a restraint or like a muzzle that I feel like has been removed, and we may not, what we're not seeing clearly, for some of you it's a Leo, what you're not seeing clearly is the role that your father is supposed to be playing, the role that your stepfather or that this paternal kind of figure is meant to play. A lot of us, I feel like, aren't understanding, we're not seeing clearly like the role that our our mothers had to play. Some of our mothers had to be father and mother. I feel like what we're not seeing clearly is like the lack of energy. I feel like a lot of us are like, oh, I'm feeling tired or I'm feeling drained because I'm not sleeping enough or not eating enough. And so, and it's like, yeah, it's that, but it also is something very like energetic. And please clarify strength reversed. I feel like we're not seeing our true power. We're not seeing our true potential. And there's so much power and potential locked up in our emotions, locked up in our creativity, locked up in our heart, locked up in our willpower. I feel like what we're not seeing clearly is like the heart of our father, the heart of this paternal figure, the heart of this Leo, the heart of our strength, the strength that's actually interwoven in our weakness. Please clarify strength reversed. I feel like other people, you and the people around you, there could be really like emotional outbursts, some emotional volatility that comes to the surface, and you may be seeing it at a surface level when actually there's pain underneath that chaotic response. There's hurt underneath the anger. There's fear underneath the anger and the rudeness that you're experiencing from other people. Please clarify strength reverse. Yeah, Two of Swords and then the Knight of Wands coming out. I feel like what we're not seeing is that we're being led to being way more courageous. We're being led to adventure. We're being led to bravery, to this like primal, raw, spiritual energy that wants to come in and remove our blindfolds and help us put our weapons down. I feel like what we're not seeing clearly is that we've got some of us have some improper defenses that are up, like outdated defense mechanisms, outdated coping mechanisms. And they're actually a bridle on you. They're a muzzle on you. It's a leash on you. It's not keeping you safe, it's keeping you still. It's keeping you stagnant. What we're not seeing is clearly also is that logic is not the full picture. A lot of us are just looking for things to make sense. But shout out to Amber Khan, Rev Fam for Life, that one of my favorite quotes that she says is, I often wonder what my life would look like if I needed things to make sense before I did them. And I feel like we're getting out of that place of being so linear and being so fact-based. Like we're just constantly, you know, seeking out pattern recognition, constantly seeking out for the dots to connect. And some of the dots aren't going to connect, and they're not going to connect on purpose, because faith is cultivated in that uncertainty. All right, so what's being revealed? What's being revealed to us with this solar eclipse? The Nine of Wands with the Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. What's being revealed is the end of the fight. I feel like there's been a lot of ego in regards to like, it's like a lot of ego is what is keeping our defenses up. There's been a lot of ego that, a lot of anger. I also feel like a lot of restriction. And what's being revealed is like, you don't have to fight that hard anymore. You don't have to try so hard. It's like you may have lost the battle, but you will win the war. We will win the war. What we're not seeing are all the resources. What's being revealed are the fact that there's so many resources that are coming in. I feel like what's being revealed is the end of a fight, the end of a struggle, the end of doing something by yourself. And now the divine is getting involved and bringing in love and sweetness and intensity, bringing in new depths in your spirituality, new depths in your current relationships, new love, new connections, new passions, new creativity. There may be somebody with Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio placements coming in. There may be an end of a fight or an end of a cycle with somebody with Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius placements. And I like that, ooh, the Page of Cups. Yeah, I feel like there's some sort of sweetness coming in. And if you notice, like blindfold on, blindfold off, I feel like what's being revealed is our true sight. We've been fighting so hard to see with these eyes when you got a whole nother set of eyes. It maybe just be one, but it acts as a set. And what's coming in is refreshment, replenishment. This youthful, lovely, connective energy. What's being removed? Because when it comes to eclipses, something is brought in, something's removed. It's like sudden shifts. What's being removed? That was a lot. Hold on. They all fell face down, and I gotta, okay. What's being removed? Wow. This is an end of an era. What's being removed is an old paradigm, an old cycle, the old definition of completion. What's being removed is emotional conflict, sadness, remorse, regret, grief, loss. The scars, the scar tissue from the times that we've been deceived, betrayed, lied to. What's being removed is the hurt that was done by someone that was more powerful than you or in a higher position than you, the angst that you've been carrying around from these betrayals. I feel like this solar eclipse is feeding into, of course, the lunar eclipse that we're having in Taurus in Scorpio season. And what's being removed are like outdated needs of protection. I feel like some of us are like we want to be protected. And so it's like paranoia is being removed. Some of us have been like really paranoid about stuff that it's just like, that's a misuse of your energy. You are already protected. Some of y'all are thinking that just because you're experiencing pain that you're not protected. No, pain is a part of life, baby. If you get out of this bitch unscathed, you didn't do it right. We need the darkness. It is very much so a part of the factor, a part of the, like, it is a variable in this equation. And a variable that's not going to go away. But your relationship to it, the way that you view darkness, the way that we view pain, I feel like the hindsight is coming in to replace some uncertainty. Hindsight and this kind of like retroactive understanding is starting to like show you how you're supposed to be set apart. Like we are being set apart. And I feel like the people in power have been bogged down by trying to take on so much responsibility, and it's like they can't even do what they promised that they were going to do, and it's caused them, it's like that responsibility has caused their passion to atrophy in some sort of way, caused their humility to atrophy in some sort of way, and that's being shifted. I do feel like this eclipse is going to be impacting us on a governmental, judicial kind of level. And so lastly, I want to ask, what's coming in? Reveal to us what's coming in. Queen of Cups and the Nine of Cups. That's 10 cups. What's coming in is, like I said, that redistribution of wealth, y'all. The ways that you just, that we've all accepted breadcrumbs, that's ending. Justice is coming in. Balance, harmony. Harmony being established in your physical body and therefore being established in the realm of, like, the center within you that houses your self-worth. That's being harmonized. And I feel like what's coming in is like you're getting better at playing your own melody. And now, because you're getting better at playing your own melody because of some emotional inventory that you've done, because of some retroactive understanding, looking back in the past, acquiring new information. And what's coming in is this understanding of just how fucking special you are, just how talented you are, just how creative you are. This understanding of, like, what you're supposed to do, what you're here to do. The South Node is all kinds of mixed up in this eclipse, and it's going to show us what we can lay to rest, so that we can get really, really comfortable and established in our own skin, and we can experience this, like, interpersonal comfort that will lend to healthy relating, healthy communicating, healthy emoting. There is a lot of, I feel like this is going to be a very emotional time, very creative time, a time for us to get in the water. Get in the water. I don't know, I just had a flash of the Notebook. For me to have a flash of the Notebook with 10 cups here, I feel like what's coming in is a new understanding of relationships, love, togetherness, sweetness, a new understanding of this Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, them understanding you in a more holistic manner. And the understanding that, hey, get the fuck from up off that ground. You are worthy, you are equal, you are validated, you are justified in your emotions. And you have no business bending your knee to anybody but the Most High. And the issues with worthiness, the issues with low self-esteem, low confidence, is shifting in this paradigm shift. We're earning our stripes. We've earned our stripes. And now it's like stepping into the knowing. Like, I got these motherfucking stripes. I can do whatever I can. I can do what I need to do to contribute back to the collective. I feel like what's coming in is this balancing. The people who have the experience politically have fucking failed us. And I feel like new powers that be are rising. Buckle